Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2014 North American Challenger Series. It's time for the second game of tonight's quarterfinal match between LPro and VVV Gaming. Now, with one more win, LPro advanced to the semifinals, which virtually guarantees them a spot in the Challenger Series postseason.
Yeah, and Game 1 started out with both teams playing reserved. Each side played safe to allow their team fights to decide the game, and both Get Snuggled and Heaven Time made visits into each lane, but at 10 minutes the score was tied at 1-1, and the junglers didn't have very early game impact.
Yeah.
Even though they were both aggressive early game junglers, and
Just
the fact
couldn't find it.
Yeah, and the fact that Get Snuggled was on Lee Sin means he gets outscaled by the Pantheon that Heaven Time brought to the table for those late game engages.
Yeah.
And that's really what LPro were banking on. And they were just like, we'll just carry the game out, have Gragas and Pantheon scale into that late game engage, and go against this poke composition that VVV had.
And it almost worked. 30 minutes in, top lane inhibitor siege, and that Pantheon ulti turned it.
That's a great replay. It's a 5-for-0 when the team is down in gold, kills, objectives, everything.
And a Baron buff, roughly.
Right on top of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
So these teams were so evenly matched in the game that at 39 minutes, the golden kills were even. And that's when they started evening it up after the 8K gold lead that VVV had. And that evaporated at a costly turret dive up top in the top lane we were just talking about. And it was LPro's ability to fight on their terms that earned them the Game 1 victory. And every time they wanted to engage, they got a priority target. Into that back line, they were able to get Peek and Wolf with a combination of Lulu's speed up and Nami's bubbles. LPro could engage the fight and preserve their own health bars.
Yeah.
And like we said, 5-for-0. On a Baron buff team that was ahead in gold, ahead in objectives, ahead in kills.
Yep. Double burst caster, low damage jungler, low damage support, and honestly not a late game AD carry. You throw a tank lane in there, you just blow them up.
Yep.
Worked out.
Yep.
So
that's the big thing too, is that yes, go ahead.
So yeah, to me, like, I think about VVV and I'm like, you pick a new comp or you ban the engage and run it again.
Yeah.
Because like the comp worked almost. You can run that again and just remove the element that bit you in the butt, and you could do that successfully. I want to see if that happens.
Yeah, and of course they're swapping sides now, so VVV will get first pick. We're still not going to see Peek and Wolf Sniddly.
No.
He's too known for that champion. It's just one of those things you ban out. It's like, oh, we're up against Tabe? Get Annie out of here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So you remove it. Renekton and Ziggs the ban. Now, Peek and Wolf did play that last time. The Lulu actually banned. LPro does not want to fight against a first pick Lulu. This is 4.2. I expect Kassadin to be the third here, so that means at least 4 mid lane bans. We'll see how deep Jackie and Peek and Wolf's pools go.
Oh.
Ooh.
So BVV is actually forced to ban Kassadin.
They don't want to play it.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Because exactly, it means they don't want to play it, which means they might be going for an early game composition again.
Sure.
That or Peek and Wolf just doesn't play it at all.
Oh.
And LeBlanc was previously banned in the last game.
Yeah.
That was the other ban that was coming out there. That is now just replaced by the Lulu.
Yeah. So Peek and Wolf getting something that LPro was scared of last game. This is a key point here for us because Peek and Wolf is a great player, held up in lane against Jackie, and nearly had an impact, a big impact in that game. They almost won it. LPro now in their choices. 35 seconds to make their final determinations.
I don't think they're going to go with another top laner for BVV that is squishy like Gragas and has that siege. Because they were really doubling down on something that they didn't need to, and they lacked engage, which really was all in LPro's hands that last game. So, fresh slate this time, and LPro now they pick up Caitlyn like before.
Yeah.
But this time Gragas for themselves.
And I'm curious to see where the Gragas goes. Because you really could send him...
that's true.
You send him top jungle mid most commonly. You've seen him all around that area. VVV actually happy to pick up pretty much the comp that LPro did. They got Shivani over the top lane, the jungle Pantheon in there as well. He's like, hey, you know, jungle Pantheon was really strong last game. You know what we should play? Jungle Pantheon.
I really hope it's not a Gragas top. And then LPro is doing...
They'll just trade lineups.
Exactly. They're just trading each other's compositions. I assume it's going to be a mid lane Gragas because they know what VVV is bringing to the top lane, to the mid lane with the LeBlanc. So it's okay to go ahead and pick your mid laner because you already know what VVV is bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So now they have all that engagement on top of LeBlanc. It's a great pickup there. Previously banned, one of Peek and Wolf's top 3 champions. Because Nidalee always banned. I'm sure he has a lot of play on that, and he's able to blow people up. And they're hovering over Trundle, which I like, especially
Trundle
against the tanky
Shyvana.
top lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Shyvana, like, just from her passive, gets free armor MR, so Trundle will do a good job of siphoning the stats off, being a tanky dude there. So there's going to be the matchup in this one. Right now, Haunter's hovering on teleport, so it might even be a teleport Trundle. And Vi Jungle, of course, is great.
Yeah, Heaven Time, he loves his Vi Jungle, loves his Pantheon, all these hard engage type champions that allow you to get to the back line very easily and just make Tails and Pekin Wolf's life a living hell.
Yeah.
Even though his name is Heaven Time.
It's going to send him down.
It's a little ironic.
Yep.
But these last picks just getting riddled off here very, very quickly. VVV's bottom lane, once again, Tails on that lane harass champion. He's going to try to go toe-to-toe with LOD on the same champions as last time. This time, Thresh being subbed out for Leona, which Gonti played previously, went 1, 2, and 9 on.
Okay.
A 5 KDA as a support. Guess he doesn't have those perfect Nami stats like LOH, who's played Nami in every game that he's been in the Challenger Series so far.
Yeah, and had good performances, honestly. I like the players who are like, yeah, you know, I'm going outside the normal champion pools. Kate Nami, of course, crazy good poke, pretty strong lane overall. They do still have to be a little bit worried about Leona all-in.
Yeah.
Leona Lucian, definitely good damage. The mid LeBlanc, though, again, that's where my eyes are here. Got banned against him last game, picked it up first pick here. Big priority champion.
Yeah, the burst and the fact that it's up against a Gragas has good escapes against it. You never pick like Orianna against Gragas, and LeBlanc has actually been regarded as one of the champions that harasses him early because he's melee. Has great escapes because even if he gets a body slam into you, you can distortion away and it won't affect you. And you can juke him. There's outplay potential there. Throws the explosive cask and you can just go back to your distortion.
It's very hard, though.
Yeah, it's very tricky, very hard to pull off. But LeBlanc is up to the task most of the time.
Sure.
It's a skill matchup.
It is. It is. I know it's a matchup that a few months ago, actually, before LeBlanc really caught on, it was one that Faker would pick as a counterpick to Gragases.
Yes.
Like, that would be almost the only time he'd run the champion, and he'd do a very good job with it. In general, that's how I've seen the matchup play out as well. LeBlanc seems to be winning that matchup overall. The fact that Jackie's going into the matchup saying, you know what, that's fine. I know you're LeBlanc mid, I'll play Gragas into it, is one that I'm kind of going to watch out for because that's some high sort of confidence there in that one.
Yeah.
So top lane matchup, Trundle Shyvana, Trundle counterpick there. You know, he'll be a big fun, like, tanky frontliner dude. He's going to wreak all kinds of havoc, but he's not a diver. So we'll have a very different impact in fights compared to Shyvana, where Shyvana's going to actually hit the back line along with Pantheon.
Yeah, and these junglers, I'm also going to have my eye on them. Vi for Heaven Time, and then we also have Pantheon for Get Snuggled. 2 high early game aggression that transitions into the late game for engagement. I like those picks, and they're very popular for a reason.
Yeah.
They're very versatile, and you typically build damage early. Try to snowball, and with a LeBlanc, if you can get that snowball going, transition that to the bottom lane. You can get more picks. It's difficult, but man, LeBlancs are so scary. So scary. As soon as you pick up the DFG, first item, you're erasing somebody from the map.
See if he goes for it. Now, Tails is kind of the only guy in the back line of this VVV lineup. Pantheon, Shyvana, Leona, all of them going in. Even LeBlanc does it. So Tails is going to be on a bit of an island. The only guy to really dive him, though, is Vi. So I think that does work out. I think Tails is fairly safe in this game. LPro, a much heftier backline. Caitlyn, Nami there to keep things going on. There is some follow-up. I still think it's hard for Hansu to get into the front lines and do things other than tank and like hit bruisers.
Yeah.
So like I want to know how deep Heaven Time goes, basically.
We're gonna have to see, because we have seen Vi's go pretty deep.
Yep. Backfires a lot.
Oh yeah. It's like Maokai. Twisted advance. Not that far. Not that far.
You like E, flash hit a lantern, he goes into your Nexus. Sorry, dude. Heaven Time puts the trinket ward down. His jungle's safe for now. Gets snuggled on Pantheon. There's Chris and Hanser. Hanser wins that battle. Get out of my brush.
What if you teleport and then Vi ulties you like the last part of the teleport?
I break it? No, I forget. I know some abilities will track you through TPs, some won't.
That would be ridiculous.
I don't remember how that one's hooked up, to be honest.
Well, there's no TP in the game, so we won't be able to see the theory tested for us.
Hanser does go for the Ignite anyway. He's on the same team either way, but Get Snuggled does get a bit of a leash there from Tails and Gonti, so the early lane push already there for LPro on the bottom lane.
And I like the fact, I didn't like it at first, but I like the fact that LOH has heal. It's going to allow him to keep his laner safe, and always those dives, you never expect it. I remember when he was very popular around All-Stars last year, when X Special was taking it, and you were like, wow, they tower dive, and oh, they heal.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, you don't play against heal much at all. There's very few supports, LOH and Lemonation being the main two right now. And Lemonation even hasn't in a long time. He's playing more aggressive supports.
I remember
just don't see it that much.
When AD carries would take heal, and then people were like, oh no, it's barrier.
Yeah.
It's like heal Kog'Maw.
Oh, yep. I remember that.
Ugh.
Keep yourself alive.
Glorious.
Ooh,
a lot of damage.
Jinx.
Owe me a Coke Zero.
Nice. Well, the early lane's still working out for these guys. I had something to say and I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, LOH picked up Doran's shield. He realizes the increased threat of a Leona lane and opts out of coin which he bought last game. Instead goes Doran's shield to keep himself alive. So good adaptation there. Again, we are on 4.2. So Gragas' E is going to do more damage early game. The Doran shield a bit stronger. So a lot more Doran shield openers by these guys.
Yep, it's 4.2, so it's still extremely strong. I've seen people in 4.3 actually opting just to buy the Ruby Crystal first.
A couple guys do the Sightstone Rush, yeah.
Yeah. Get
snuggled.
snuggled. Looking down, this is going to keep happening.
Yeah, it is. Looking for bottom lane. Does go through a ward. Can he get someone in time? LOD and LOH. Who's he going to go for? Into the brush they go. Bubble. It's going to land.
Whoa.
Oh!
Whoa.
He started the W right as Bubble hit, so he lost it. You didn't even see him move.
Yeah, just, oh.
It was almost instantaneous.
There's a shield.
Yep. That's why it looked a little funny for a second. You heard him jump.
Yeah.
He got an inch off the ground.
Just a little bunny hop. But anyway, we're going to see a counter jungling coming out here from Heaven Time. And actually, by the time that Pantheon gets back to that white, it'll probably be up again. No harm, no foul. But the Wolves, uh-oh.
He's going to lose some of them here. So, Heaven Time getting some good counter jungling going. Level 4 versus 3. That is definitely good for LPro to have the advantage there. Level 6 Vi's, pretty powerful champion.
And now we see, like you said, level advantage here. Both junglers around that mid lane, but they're just going to go back to farming camps, which is the same as last game. Just low impact at the start of the game, first couple of minutes. Just go and do their own thing, try to rush level 6, and then have an impact. But I do like the fact that Get Snuggled is now on a higher impact level 6 champion.
Yeah.
Because Lee Sin really flourishes levels 1 through 5 if you try to, just like Elise.
He just brawls you so well.
And then level 6 you get a little more flashy.
Well, let's see. Heaven Time, he lurked around by the top lane. Didn't stay for anything. Yeah. Hey, why not? I mean, you talk about getting level 6 and that being important. Honestly, a very different play style from Heaven Time compared to last time. He was camping lanes for so long before and not really finding the engages, so like,
guess he's learning.
Gonna just farm it. People are playing pretty safe against these junglers.
Adapting his strategy and realizing that it's just a waste of his time to go ahead and sit in these lanes. Just go get 6 and then have a large impact with your ultimate, which with Vi, easily doable. But they're going to allow LeBlanc to farm up in the meantime. And we see Gonti actually going for a Relic Shield next item for some gold generation. 4.2 once again, so it does have the extra on it. Whereas before, in 4.3, it's so funny that you say before, because it's earlier in the day, 4.3, it no longer has the bonus, it just splits it.
Just splits it. Well, it just clones it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess if that makes sense.
Doubles it and splits it. Boom.
There you go. Yes. Now we're both correct. Here we go. Hanser taking the damage, though. Chris honestly pushing him around. But I got to say, the CS lead, though, for Hanser, rather large. Look at this. 47 to 34. That is a huge margin. Chris is not landing his last hits on his pushes.
Level 6 coming out here for Nijaki before Peek and Wolf. He's about 1 or 2 creeps away. There we go. Has it for himself. Mimic is definitely helpful to get you out of Gragas ultimates and get you away from him. But now Nijaki going to ward just to keep himself safe from these games. He might actually roam bottom now that he has his ultimate. And they're pushed up, and no ward here for VVV.
Oh, he turns. Oh, yeah, they already backed up. Okay. Yeah, Jackie called it. Or Peek and Wolf called it, sorry.
They swap sides.
Yeah, I just assumed.
It happened.
I mean, Jackie called it to his own team. Probably not loudly enough for VVV to hear, but...
I don't know, they could all be playing the same LAN cafe. You never know.
That would be not ideal, and I assume not the case. Even still, soundproof headsets, bro. Do you even?
I don't even.
You don't even soundproof headsets?
I don't even soundproof headset.
That's unfortunate. You should. They're really useful. They sound weird at first. You're not like used to the, like not hearing your own voice.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like you're covering your own ears all the time.
Because you are.
Yeah, it's true.
Jackie,
you don't get the
triangulation by Pekin Wolf. Makes it happen though. I don't think we pronounce his name right. I feel like we always
Pekin
like
Wolf?
to slur into Wolf.
Pekin Wolf.
I mean, it's Pekin Wolf, but I feel like we don't enunciate the Wolf very
Pekin
much.
Wolf. Pekin Wolf.
You can say it if you want. If you want to say it that way, do it.
Pekin Wolf.
Pekin Wolf.
No.
All right.
No. But yeah, we talked about this where he's named after a Pekingese.
Yeah.
I sent
Awesome
you what it
dogs.
looks like. It looks awesome.
It is. It's a good choice for a name.
Heaven Time, level 6, looking top, going after Chris here. Flash and Dragon's Descent available for him, but he backs off.
Doesn't even do anything with that one. 46 to 66.
Whoop. Explosive Cask was used on Pekin Wolf. And it leads him right to a blue buff.
Yeah. Over he goes. 6 on Pantheon, 8.5 minutes in.
Economy of movement. I'm already here, let's do it.
Yep. Exactly.
But in the meantime,
lower opportunity cost, Heaven Time pushing mid with Jackie. And Pekin Wolf can't really stay for this one. I mean, Assault and Battery is available. He can't defend this, really. But Man-Drop's coming.
No mana.
2 versus 2. Here they go. What do they find? The jump in. Not going to find much of anything. Heaven Time not going to stop the stun. Just the back off ulti for some minions.
Yeah, Get Snuggle didn't have any mana to follow that up.
Oh,
but
man.
Monster up top.
He's
Ignite's
trying to
ticking.
regen. He stays in the zone to get more healing in. And that keeps him alive against the Ignite. Chris, too low to do much. Doesn't have Flash. The attack's coming in. LOD going to hit the net to get away. He's going to be all right with this one. Killing the minions off. LOH going aggressive. Looks for the slow. The ulti off as well. Low health on Tails. Still has barrier, though. These guys are fairly safe. LOH chugging a mana potion.
No 6 for Gonti, so they couldn't re-engage that or throw down an ultimate to interrupt the ace in the hole. Would have been really sick.
Yeah.
If he could. But, man, Chris having to back. Hanser can stay up there for a little while longer, but he's going to back after that wave. And like we talked about earlier, the CS difference here in that top lane. Definitely in favor of Trundle early on. And now LPro, they know Grand Skyfall isn't available, and they're going to go straight for this dragon.
All right,
Jackie. Oh, they
he's
walk
behind
right
him, goes in. Look at the knockback on a Pekin Wolf. Good damage. The engage comes in. Pantheon picks up Dragon. They pick up a kill as well. It's going to be one traded back. Tails on the chase. 2 for 1 so far. VVV coming up big there.
The dragon, though,
They got it. 2 for 1
does
in Dragon.
go over to them. Pekin Wolf, it took a lot to kill him. He went straight in. We had LOH dying on that. And then he gets out of the fight with the Mimic, dies to an Ignite, and also the kill does go over to Heaven Time. We tried to lock him up with Assault and Battery. It was pretty successful. I mean, LeBlanc, you gotta lock him up. You gotta lock him up quick, too. But the start of that fight with Jackie, they just walk right by him.
That was a good place to be, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't have them to check. They just had to go and like contest Dragon. To be fair, that was the right choice. I mean, Snuggle got the Dragon for it. But yeah, like I was surprised also how little damage Pekin Wolf took at the beginning. But then I realized he's already got Chalice done.
Yep.
And Jackie didn't have any AP either.
And we've seen that more and more from LeBlancs.
Yeah.
Them rushing Athene's on Holy Grail for the cooldown reduction and the magic resistant lane so they aren't bullied as hard, as opposed to the DFG. I talked about it earlier where DFG is typically a first item, but we're actually seeing more and more of the Athenes because it gives you the sustain in lane with the mana pool. And it also gives you more cooldown reduction than the DFG.
Exactly. So, it's going to be the case of bruisers fighting each other. So parts of Sunfire came in for Chris, but Hanser adds some more life regen. He's got the Cutlass going towards a Spectre's Cowl to survive the primarily magic damage Shyvana lane.
Now there's more stats to subjugate away.
True.
And we saw a Trundle versus Shyvana matchup earlier in the NALCS today, where Shyvana just decided to rush a Blade of the Rune King to deny the stats.
Yeah,
Not the
squishy
case
builds are fine.
right now.
Nope. Full tank Shyvana. The build that Dyra says is superior if you can do it. That's the goal here for Chris. Bit of a slow start, but that's all right. Hanser, I do have to say, 102 in the minion score, highest in the game. Despite getting pushed into his turret like the entire time by this Shyvana, he is going to be a happy little Trundle guy. Already the waves, though, you can see Chris kind of cutting them in between the turrets. Just kind of creating map pressure that way. The knock-in from Pekin Wolf. Jackie dodges the W, but the chain's going to land. Pekin Wolf still trying to run away, though. Doesn't want to get hit up anymore. Jackie, though, still on the chase. Ulti not available. Ignite not up either. And it's going to be the ward swept away and the easy minion wave push in mid.
It's a good cover by Nijaki to just stand in the middle and make sure he doesn't go back to his distortion. Get snuggled down in the bottom lane. We do have Heaven Time also coming down here as well. And other...
not what they wanted. The jump in on to get snuggled. Not a good spot for Pantheon. He's going to go down bubble onto Gonti. Heaven Time still in this fight. Can they find any more? Could be the Vault Breaker in the back of the head. No, flashed away. Dodges the Q as well. Tails on the run. Going to get slowed. Do they get enough here? As the ebb and flow, it's going to be nothing else.
Nijaki looked like he wanted to roam bottom, but decides to just come up behind Pekin Wolf once again. Doesn't have the ultimate. Pekin Wolf low on mana.
I've seen this before.
Oh, this same route.
Yeah. And again, Pekin Wolf gets away.
Gentleman's agreement.
Just keep circling around.
A good day to you. A good day to you. I'll go after the dragon now.
Jack can keep doing damage to him. There's the pillar. Chris not going anywhere in this one. The subjugate comes in from Hanser. Chris over the wall. He's going to be safe. Heaven Time not in the best spot, though. Going to be these guys losing a bit of health bars, and the damage still coming through to the turret. LOD.
Oh,
he stops it. Well, they were running away. He thought they were going to stay for the siege.
Low cooldown on that.
It's like 15 seconds.
Yeah. He'll have it up in just a second. But his previous gank wasn't that successful. Pretty much jumped out of the bush and W'd a minion.
Yeah, he misclicked that one. You know, there was a hotkey in the game. If you hold it, you can only target champions.
Yes.
MIA.
It's typically tilde.
Yes, it's the basic bind for it. MIA had a guide on it a few months back when he was on Complexity. Good support player.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Pantheon and you're fighting a guy in a minion wave, hold the button down. Again, starts with tilde, so it's right by the one key on a normal keyboard. At least the keyboard I use. I shouldn't say normal. There's a lot in the world, but hold that one down. You won't stun a minion.
I typically bind it to something else, but I'll talk about that in a second because Chris is getting converged on here by Heaven Time and all of LPro.
He has a flash. He's going to use it. Here comes Pantheon. Pekin Wolf's going to find the kill onto Chris, and there's Pantheon for the support there. 1 for 1.
There's no mana on Hanser.
A lot of damage on a Jackie, though. Forced away. Pekin Wolf does he have the E. Not going to jump for it. He's going to go back instead. They look for Hanser. The flash E not going to land. Could have just gone for Hanser there. Gets snuggled in the fight as well. Puts the stun down. Hanser has nowhere to go. Gets picked up. Pekin Wolf finding the 2 for 1 engage, jumping back. And they have control over the enemy blue buff still.
So I typically bind it to a mouse button.
Ah, okay.
There we go.
There you go. Story done.
Boom.
Jackie sees more is going on, though. Takes a bunch of harass.
Ooh, doesn't pop the Sigil of Silence again.
That W could have killed him.
It's very close to. And that entire time, he's trying to zone off Nijaki, even though Hanser had no mana. He's a very easy target to just pick up and burst. But it was the right choice, ultimately, to zone him out of the fight and stop the damage from him killing Get Snuggle.
Yeah.
So VVV does come out on top with that. And now the blue buff over to Pekin Wolf. Everything is good in the universe for VVV. LPro, a little bit down, and they aren't up against this composition that they can outscale, unless you take into the fact that Trundle Subjugate late game is ridiculous against Siobhan.
All right, it's one thing to keep in mind.
That's about it.
That's the hope for LPro?
Yeah.
Is the Trundle outscale?
Trundle, and then go ahead and see if you can blow up the Shyvana, that frontliner. But VVV, they pretty much have full reign until that point.
Well, 900 gold. We look for Nijaki. They find some damage. The knockback's huge. Pekin Wolf dies to a purple caster minion. Would you have it any other way? Heaven Time. Assault and batteries up in like 5 seconds, but they won't chase Chris down just yet. Just going to kill some minions. Lizard Elder into Giant's Belt for him. Gonti on the front lines. Heaven Time looking again for Chris. Flash. Ulti comes on in. Chris does not have any way of getting out. There comes the pillar, the body slam, the damage, the kill picked up by Hanser. But here comes Get Snuggled out of the bottom. Kills already traded on the bottom lane right here. It's going to be a dead Nami. Lod getting lower and lower, running away. Get Snuggled flashes. Barrier comes out, still chasing down. Tail shows up. Double shot Q. Picks up the kill. Well played, VVV.
And Dragon is up right now. They trade 2 for 2. It's a 3-on-3. We do have Pekin Wolf already respawning and on his way to that objective. VVV has to back, but they went so far up. It's a little late. He Grand Skyfall's out.
That was not very grand. What's the opposite of grand? It's like Sasha Retreat.
I was going to say mediocre.
Mediocre Skyfall. Well, that's when you just miss the enemies.
That's kind of meh.
It's the... We'll get to it later. Tweet us at LL Esports, hashtag LCS Big Plays. No, probably not LCS Big Plays for that one. Tweet us at LL Esports.
Tweet at Riot Freak what the opposite
of Grand Skyfall is when you
get
retreat.
Some antonyms. Look it up.
Antonyms for Grand Skyfall. Let's go. Here we go. LPro, though, they do have control over the Dragon thanks to the Grand Skyfall retreat. And it's going to be picked up fairly successfully. No, Pekin Wolf shows up. Ooh, picked up, though, by Heaven Time. They're going to try to run away. There's a trap down there to help the retreat. Tails going to back up as well. LPro get that. 400 gold lead. Super close game.
And they're going to go ahead and push the mid lane here for VVV. They know that there's a couple backs coming out. Nijacky's half HP. If Pekin Wolf gets his Mimic back up, could be just an explosive engage.
Especially if Nijacky ults it.
I see what you did there.
I think you heard what I did there.
I saw it too. I watched him out.
Oh, nice. Didn't know you could lip read. One of your many talents, I assume.
I have a lot of talents.
It's good. Oh! Uh-oh, Pekin Wolf gonna get ulted. The damage coming across the flash. Body slam's gonna do enough damage there. Kill picked up. Poor LeBlanc. 2, 3, and 2.
Out of position. Completely caught. Explosive engage.
Yep.
It happened.
It did.
That was actually explosive cast into the assault and battery. It gets snuggled. Here it is. The mediocre Skyfall.
And that ground didn't know it hit it.
The cameramen are just trolling us today with the replays.
I just want to see Lulu again. Can we go back to that one?
The last game. The farming the minions.
Farming the minions.
Subjugate wasn't even used there from Hanser onto Chris. And now he's got to push this minion wave out. Does a decent job of it. Once again, no Blade of the Ruined King to sustain Shyvana. He's relying purely on Perseverance.
Yes.
Which, it's 4.2.
So it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
No, it was
it gets nerfed in 4.2 to 1%.
I mean, to be fair, it's still pretty strong.
Yeah.
Just not crazy strong. That's my distinction. Worth grabbing. Chris now on the retreat from Hanser, but here comes Pekin Wolf to turn it back around. Chris low on health, has to run away. Damage! Hanser not going to find it. Kill picked up. Chris with the assist on that one.
Put that troll on a leash, but here comes the Grand Skyfall bottom.
Well far in the back. LOD getting locked up a little bit. Can't find the kill on a Tails. No LOH. The stun comes in, but here comes Vi. We've heard this song before, and gets away.
Well, here comes Gragas, too. Is that the
his theme song?
The encore?
Yes.
It's probably a drinking song.
True. There you go. On cue.
It's his back song. with that skin. I love that shirt.
I didn't know that was called Here Comes Gragas. There we go. Gandhi going to jump in under the turret there. The old Hondo gets snuggled. A lot of damage going back and forth. Heaven Time on the retreat, though, and they're not going to chase it out. 3v3, no kills.
And Pekin Wolf looked like he wanted to get a little bit of that fight. But now he's just going to go back to pushing minions in the mid. They did do some damage to his mid lane turret. But here comes Hanser.
I think Pekin Wolf could pick this one up, but no, he's going to be afraid of the Trundle damage. Hanser, can he defend this one? There's the jump away. He's going to be safe. Damage from LOH. The bubble's going to land on Aganti. Chris pushing the top lane. All the turrets taking damage right now across the map. Chris will get this one. 250 gold to himself. 100 to the rest of the team. Making the push happen. He's all right.
He's going to go towards the golems, but he's going to find Hanser. They're going to start duking it out. Blade of the Ruined King active was used onto Pekin Wolf. They get the turret for themselves, but Assault and Battery is not up.
That's going to be enough with the Ignite. He's got to hit a minion, and he can't. No shield coming up for poor little Heaven Time. He's going to drop down. Mid lane turret, of course, did also die.
That was just the invisible minions in his head. Just the air.
Poor guy.
Boxing air.
You can't punch air.
You can, just doesn't do a lot.
It's like fighting Vayne. It's like boxing with shadows.
I thought of that one, and I wasn't going to say it.
Really?
Because I was like, that's something Freak would say. So
yeah.
Don't say it.
So then I said it. Thank you for letting me get that one.
No, I let you say it, and I also helped myself by not saying it. And get snuggled. He's coming down to the bottom. Dragon, not up for a decent amount of time, but he has been constantly ganking the bottom lane to get multiple kills for Tails, who's 2-0 and 3. But there's more kills on Gonti right now. So this carry bottom lane needs to come out. And Pekin Wolf, he's been giving up kills, but he's been getting kills too. So overall, he is up in gold over his lane opponent, which is what you want to do as a LeBlanc. Doesn't matter if you die, just go ahead and get as much gold as possible so you can start snowballing.
Acquire the gold and one-shot people. Deathfire Grasp. But an extra Pekin Wolf, 35 CDR roughly he's going to have when he completes that. A lot of mimics coming through. Lizard Elder into Banshees or something here for Get Snuggled, an early MR build. Even though only really Gragas deals magic damage there. I guess he really wants Banshees to be able to get the engages or Get Snuggled.
Yeah. And the counter engage too. The bubbles have just been thwarting him every time.
Yeah.
Last time that he went bottom, LOH missed it though. Completely whiffed it. And sweeps that out. They put a pink ward in the second one. Heaven Time is also in the vicinity. So a counter gank could come out here. Both without having knowledge that the gank will happen. It's a great check!
Wow, 3-man bubble. Oh, it's not quite going to land. He could have aimed that a bit differently, but they don't get the chase down. 3v3 either way it would have been.
LOH knew that dance. He was like, wow, they're all going to be in this bush. And he gets Pantheon, gets snuggled up in that one too.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, they were all snuggled together, so you're going to get them all.
Just keeping the body heat.
Yeah, and it's cold out in the Rift. It's technically still winter. It's March, early March.
Yeah.
Turret's going down. LOD 2 shots it. The heal from LOH gives him the assist. Not that it actually does anything with turret kills.
Yeah.
It's just vicinity, but hey, for what it's worth.
Dragging up in 10 seconds. Pekin Wolf continuing to push the mid lane and cause pressure. And we also have Chris in the top lane proxying a wave, and now he's going to start rotating either towards mid or towards Dragon, and that's going to leave Hauntzer very far removed from this fight if it happens.
Okay, let's see what we got in this one. Sweeper used. VVV definitely want to set up for Dragon, and they are there first. Hauntzer on the wrong side of this one. Tails putting the damage onto Dragon. That's going to be going down rather quickly. Chris chases out Nijaki. By the way, Chris started the game like minus 20 CS. Started the game with a couple of deaths. Now really able to challenge Hauntzer, going towards Rune King, and has the minion kill lead.
Yep. Opted for some lifesteal because he was getting bullied in lane too much that he wanted to end up at least with that escape. And Pekin Wolf, he has the Mimic and the Flash.
Heaven Time just got to go for it, though. Does he have the damage? Here comes Mantheon, though. LOD on the run. Taking a bit of pain. Just drops right there. The re-engage from VVV. It finds 2. Ooh. It might find 3. They're still going for LOH the stun. Will they find another one? Dante looking in for Chris right there, who goes in for LOH. Ignite's going down. 3 kills for VVV. 12-6.
6 kills up. Only 3K gold up. And now they need to start pushing some more objectives. They see Hauntzer rotating. They want this bottom turret, but he wants to try and defend it. And if he actually shows up here, it might not be in his favor if he reveals himself. Got a 2v1. It's a tall order.
The retreat ping comes through saying, Hauntzer, please don't go for it there. Gonti, let him get him. He's got face the mountain. Hauntzer now well surrounded right there in the middle of the VVV lineup. Here comes Jack into the flash bot as that's going to land. Gets snuggled low on health. He's going to drop down to the explosive cast, but it's going to be trade back onto Nijaki. The trade, the chase still going. Hauntzer low. The Kate ulti coming by, going to knock down onto Chris. He'll be fine. VVV can back off the 1-for-1 trade.
Bottom lane turret got pushed all the way up to that tier 2, and Pekin Wolf completed the DFG, immediately puts it to use right onto Nijaki, picking up the kill very easily with a mimicked Sigil of Silence. And now, VVV back to just cleaning up these waves. And now the rotation this game is completely different than it was previously because neither team has a siege composition.
True.
It's just team fight after team fight here and trying to get people that haven't gone back yet.
Just looking for picks over and over again. I got to point out for Pekin Wolf, I said I talked about it at the beginning of the game. First pick to LeBlanc. Started the game, I believe, 2-3-2. Now 5-3-3. Once we've gotten into the mid-game sort of fighting phase, he's gone 3-0-1.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Really using that Athene's Unholy Grail once he completed it to
so mobile.
Stay alive, too, because LeBlancs are typically very squishy.
Yeah.
Especially against somebody like Gragas who blows you up. And now we have 4 men strong for LPro up in the top lane. It's a 4-1 split push, but inversed here.
Yeah, and honestly, Gragas can defend. VVV on their way over. Will they initiate with a Skyfall? Will the rest of the team show up for this one? Honestly, the minions pushing that tier 1 turret. The rest of the team has to leave. Snuggle goes for the drop. He's going to find this Chris into the enemy team. Puts the slowdown onto LOD, and there comes the burst. They're going to find one. The fight still continuing. Chris in the back lines, wreaking havoc. Heaven Time about to go down. Make that a 2-for-1 so far. Jackie in the back line is going to drop to Tails. Big fight. 3-for-1 now. VVV not even done yet.
Infinity Edge coming up huge there for Tails in his completed build. Before any attack speed item, goes straight for it. He crits Gragas back to back there and just destroys Nijaki, who cleaned up Pekin Wolf in the back. And it was a solid engage from the start from VVV. The Grand Skyfall, we saw it in game 1, completely changing around a team fight. And in this game, just VVV using the Pantheon for themselves. Yeah. I would be surprised if it's banned out next game if VVV wins this one.
That's going to stretch their bands pretty thin, though. VVV banning Cassidy both times, but we've still got to see what happens there. Baron down to one quarter, no one around to stop it. VVV, they will get it on a Peek and Wuff. He revives in time. 27 minutes 20 in. The Baron buff on all 5. VVV looks so much better than last time.
Yeah, and Tails, I said he didn't even get a single attack speed item aside from his boots. Going for Last Whisper after Bloodthirster IE. That is incredibly high damage.
Yeah.
On a single target. Just boom, and he crits.
I do actually like the fact that he's going low attack speed. I realize that it does scale the culling, but the double shot basically is attack speedless. You're going to Q double attack, W double attack, E double attack regardless, and that's all basically attack speed agnostic. So highest burst build, Last Whisper done, now getting even the Brawler's Glove first. Doesn't even start with the dagger.
Nope.
Just wants to hit you in the face really hard.
More crit.
More crit.
Synergizes. Probably more cost effective because he has the IE.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, yeah.
Of course, attack speed synergizes with attack damage.
Yeah, well, it's, I mean, they all just multiply each other for the most part.
Exactly.
But Crit gonna be
ultimate goes down.
Now VVV jumping on, and LOD's got nowhere to go, and down he goes. 201 for the kill. 1-6-1. This poor Caitlyn getting picked on over and over again. 2.5 item versus 3 item. Pretty big difference. The push now in for the turret. Could be VVV's.
Here comes Chris in the back line. Pico up, look for damage.
Get the damage on a Jackie. Gets the push on towards Gaunt as well. There goes Chris in towards Heaven Time. Gonna be the fight still continuing. A lot of tanks on both sides. Tails will go down. Hanser picking him out right there. Good setup there. LPro on the defense, 17-9. These guys aren't necessarily even done. A little bit of slow coming in. Now the push towards Chris does have the haste in from LOH. Heaven Time has the ulti. The revive in from LOD as well. They're not gonna keep going.
Clearing the waves out here with a great engage, and turret was not picked up for VVV. Said they'd fight around it, and LPro reinforces in time, and just kind of split attention from VVV. Half of them wanted to engage, and the other half wanted to go after the turret, and it just turned into, uh-oh, who's guarding Tails? And he's gone.
The answer was nobody.
Yeah.
And he is gone. Poor Tails. 3,
Oh,
1, and 8.
DFG.
He can whoop.
What?
He thought he could one-shot him and knew he would die if he W'd forward.
Ooh.
He didn't want to trade his life. He's like, well, I might get him, but I want to make sure I don't drop.
W kill him and then flash away after you go back to the distortion.
I mean, he did have Flash Ignite. To be fair, that actually would have arguably worked. You're not wrong.
He didn't even DFG.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big point.
Yeah. I thought he DFG just started off.
I did too. I just assumed it was LeBlanc.
But it does accomplish them getting Dragon without the use of that cooldown.
Yeah.
Fairly easily because the Groggers was so low. Jackie cannot contest.
So VVV continuing to be ahead in this game. Tails looking for more damage with the culling. Gets stopped by a wall. Can't walk through those. Even with the culling active, you still can't walk through walls. Clipping does exist in League of Legends.
There's no command prompt for no clip.
I hope not.
That'd be ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that'd be...
I had the best jungle routes ever.
Walk through Baron, screw it. He invades, you never see me coming. Just play Jarvan, or Lee Sin.
Yeah.
No, playing Lee Sin is basically no flip, let's be fair.
That's true.
Just buy a Sightstone.
Yeah. At least they still have control of their red buff despite being down 8k gold. The last game they were down 8k gold and came back. So that was just compositional differences. It's a lot more difficult to come back from that type of lead with the team that VVV has and the tank line that they have now accumulated for themselves. Also, the support's part of that tank line, and he has Face of the Mountain.
So lots of shields available. I'm guessing Aegis is next up for Gaunty. It's a tall order. I'm just like, Ruby Crystal must be Aegis, but I'm feeling it.
We'll have to see. Oh, look at Tails. He's going for an Aegis too.
Yeah! Heaven Time's already got one. So, no need. Here we go. See what we get with this one. Oh, the Badger's Veil popped by the bouncing heal of LOH. Again, Tails going for the culling. Some damage onto Jackie. This Siege a little bit slower here. VVV, you talked about it. They're more of a team fight, pick sort of team. A little bit harder to tower dive there, a little bit harder to push. They're going to try for this one now.
Trying to rotate
damage. They're going to find some damage on a Hanser, some damage back on towards Chris. Gaunty pulls aggro, forced to retreat here. They don't quite find the turret damage they want. 3-2 in turrets, 7,000 gold. Baron buff is also timed out by this point.
Oh, and the engage onto Pekin.
They find Pekin Wolf knockback. He's going to go down 1 for 0. The tidal wave coming across. Can they find more? Jackie forced to run, healed up by LOH's summoners. Tails on the run. Hanser just taking him out in the front line. Looks like Hanser does get towards the back, but now they chase on down. Caitlyn finding some damage up on Hanser low. Flash in from Chris. Can he find it? Not quite. No, they can't. 2 for 1 so far. No, 2 for 0. I take it back. LPro team fighting so perfectly. Their pillar comes out. Still trying to chase down VVV. Can they find more? The bubble all gets dodged out. There comes Heaven Time. He's going to get a little bit too far forward, though. 1 for 0 on the second half of this fight. VVV still running away. BBB, they yell, and they get out.
Is that still back to base, bro?
Yep. Oh,
Not for Tails.
Jumps through the pillar. A little bit cold. Gonti's still on the run. Hanser chasing so quickly. He's not going to find anything else. They're culling. Full whip, 0 damage culling.
It's about sending a message.
Don't
come around here again.
What's his message? I can't hit R?
No, the message was, don't even come towards me.
All right.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. If they chased him, it would have hurt too bad, and Hanser would have dropped. So, a preventative ulti, to be fair. It's got a short cooldown. To be honest, I actually can't hit on that one. That was actually probably the right choice. I should have made fun of him. That's my bad. Tails, I'm sorry. Please don't hate me.
You're going to get a lot of hate mail.
Aww.
Tails.
So let's check this, right?
Camera guy, please.
And just make sure they don't go for it.
Please.
He's stylish looking, though. Let's be real.
So, this just in, we hired a bunch of trolls to be observers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, it's late in the day for them. It's the end of Super Week.
Yeah.
They've been doing like, what, 5, 6, plus the best of 3s off the back of that, both Friday, Saturday.
Off the back of that? Are you D-Man?
They did best of 3s off the back of the 5 and the 6 games yesterday. So, I'm not D-Man.
Next you'll say, I do not believe.
I don't believe the Grand Skyfall!
Oh, it's coming in anyway, though, whether you believe it or not. The jump in, Chris looking for something, actually whips the dragon form there. Doesn't get up to LOD. He is safe on Caitlyn. The pillar coming down. Who's going to find what? Chris still low. Going to get jumped on Heaven Time. Takes him away. 5 versus 4. LPro finding the comeback, maybe.
They did it last time. About the same difference in gold.
And they're healthy if they want to go for Baron. They're healthy if they want to go for a turret push. Looks like they want mid lane instead. Pillar coming down, sees that no one's waiting around the side. They get a ward down right after. The push going to continue. They look for tier 2 mid lane turret. Still 35 seconds of power play there. Down to half HP. Barrel still coming across. Looks like LOD will be able to take this one down. They get that pretty successfully. LPro backs off. Looks like they're not going to attempt the Baron. Maybe they are.
Not just yet.
They're going that. Maybe?
I don't even know if they know.
Looks like not. They're setting up a bait. There are no wards. And they find a pillar. The knockback on a 2. That was beautiful, night, Jackie. They're going to get snuggled. They're going to get Gonti most likely as well. Jackie will. There we go. Survive for that one. Gonti puts the shield on. He dies as well. 2 for 0 so far. The chase continuing. LOD low on health. They find another kill. It's going to be 3 kills. Now the jump onto Tails. They just keep finding kills given to them on a silver platter. Everyone dropping down. Chris alive. A 4 for 2. LPro going to keep on fighting.
VVV is throwing away their lead. 5k gold advantage, and they trickle into the fight. It was a great setup by LPro.
Oh my gosh.
But if you're going to face check that bush, the best it was going to be was a 4v5 in favor of LPro because Chris wasn't even around. It's kind of like that early game decision where it's like, let's face check this bush. What's the worst that could happen is all 5 people could be there.
What's the best? Empty brush.
And yeah, exactly. What's the best?
Cupcake.
Yeah.
Could have gotten a cupcake. Those are yummy.
But it's just those cost-benefit analysis things. Do I really need to face check this? No.
Yes, you do.
No.
It's League of Legends. Yes, you do.
No. It was a great pillar into the explosive cast that separated Gonti and Get Snuggle from the rest of the team. Nijaki almost goes down there, but LOD picks up the kill for himself. And then Pekin Wolf goes after LOD, can't get to him to pop the Sigil of Silence again. Thankfully, he gets the Ignite, and LOD is desperately trying to spell lifesteal back up, and eventually dies to the Ignite. Now he has Barrier back up,
yeah,
and that'll help him out next time. But now, 4k gold difference between these teams. It just keeps getting closer and closer.
LOH just got chunked out. He will maybe survive, but the man drop not going to come in. In the last fight, the replay we had, I really liked what Hanser did. He actually peeled off once he saw that Vi was going to get the kill on Shyvana, and stayed and peeled for his back line, fought the LeBlanc, put the pillar down to lock up Tails. It was a really good move. I liked the team fight awareness from Hanser there.
The pillar was so good, and Hanser just making the plays for his team. But now the Grand Skyfall back off cooldown. He's coming straight down on the entire team.
Great setup pushes in. Caitlyn in the back lines, putting the damage down. There we go. The engage coming through. Front lines lower on health. Nobody dropping right now, though. Gets Snuggled backing out the flash. The jumps in. Pro looking for more. Can they find it? Chris running away on one side. The rest of LPro together, though. Equally spaced out in a nice little pentagon formation. They're going to keep pushing down mid.
And Get Snuggled came in, and his mana was completely gone. Wasn't able to just sling a bunch of spells out. Now, Pekin Wolf, complete opposite. He's got a full mana bar. Wasn't very relevant in that team fight at all. And just far removed. But LPro actually makes a huge travel, just globetrotting all the way from Baron straight down to this bottom lane in that objective. Even though there was a top lane turret they could have pushed.
Now they go for this one. They're leaving the top lane for later. Bottom lane and mid lane both are missing tier 1 and tier 2 turrets.
It was a good call.
Next. Yeah, I mean, they got it.
Trekking all the way there, making it only a 3K gold difference between these teams. Just LPro, these past 2 games, just clawing their way back. It's incredible. VVV just haven't been able to close a game out.
Well, LPro all stuck on the bottom side of the map. There's ward coverage everywhere for both teams, and in the start on to Baron. LPro knows they're going to try to engage this one. Still 3,000 gold puts VVV ahead. Baron lower on health. Heaven time over the wall. VVV, will they try to rush this one down? Pillar comes out. The battle might just begin. Hanser in the front line gets stunned up. Pretty tanky though. Pops the ulti. Siphoning stats away from Chris. He's just fine right here. They re-engage though on towards Baron. Hanser still up in the front. Now Jackie around to the side. Puts the barrel down. Not going to land much. LPro still posturing. Baron healing back up to half. The man drop from Snuggled. Can they find it here? Who are they going to jump on? The bubble. Going to land the knockback on the 2. Get Snuggled trying to run away. Locked down by Hanser. Pekin Wolf low as well. The stun on Hanser going to get Snuggled away from this fight. Chris chasing the back line. LOD trying to get out. Gets picked up, but they trade back and forth. Jackie finds the kill to trade away. Heaven time on the run. Chris in the back lines. Heaven time goes in. Can he get the kill? Yes, he gets down. Chris. Gonti on the back lines trying to run away. Gets Snuggled still low on health. Tails. Everything's on him. Can he get the damage? His ulti almost available. Almost gets Hanser. Can't quite get it though, but he can soon chase with the culling. But the pillar is too much for him. Can't get any more. 2 for 1 to LPro.
They just keep zoning Tails out of these fights. He's very healthy, but his impact is very low.
Yeah.
Lucian typically isn't a late game hyper carry either. And oh, he's pumping a full lead.
Does some good damage though. Stops the recall, puts some damage into Jackie. Honestly, Tails could almost solo push this turret if it weren't for the fact that there's no minions anywhere near him.
And then all the way back at the base. See the rest of VVV clearing that out. Baron is still alive. Still just sitting around. Has no friends. Has a lot of wards though.
Those are friends. Wards are friends.
He likes eyes because he has a whole bunch. Now he's got a bunch of
more.
Yeah.
Master Yi is his favorite jungler.
And Jax is his favorite top laner.
Yep. Quick, pick more of them.
Vel'Koz mid.
Only one eye. That's actually fewer.
Doesn't he have 3 on top of his head too?
I thought they were just like tentacles.
Well, I know he's got tentacles, but he's also got like 3 eyes above his main eye.
Maybe I'm just dumb. I didn't realize that.
I don't know.
Lee Sin, least favorite.
You did the spotlight with geometry.
Yeah, but that's 2-dimensional. I think.
Anyway, back to the game. Everybody just lining up.
Just the blank anyway, and you're just like, yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
I guess that's fair. I did that to you last game. Chris clearing away minions in the front line. There we go. I got it started out. Killing away the minions. LOD 5-8-5 on Caitlyn. Sure likes getting a lot of deaths, but he's having good performances, you know, in team fights now. Had a rough start to the game. Is recovering.
Pekin Wolf just backed, running straight up the mid lane. Luckily, LPro decided not to go do Baron. Would have been a 4v5 until he had made it there. And now, Gonti's actually off on the side. Don't know if he wants to engage, and the culling just for some minor damage. Yeah. When I say minor, I mean they're going to heal that up.
It's spread out too much. Heaven Time's pretty tanky. He's got 2 big armor items. Randuin's and Guardian Angel. Honestly, very tanky frontline Vi. See if they can keep finding more there. Poke on a Hanser. Here comes the engage. No, he stops it.
Very quickly.
Yeah. They said, no, we don't want this fight. We don't want this fight. And we're like, okay.
I'm going, no.
No.
I like that call, too. The GA on Heaven Time is very deadly. They need LPro
All right, here they go. They're going to
Diving,
try.
they're
The
going
ping
after
comes in,
backline.
the dive. Here they go. What can they get? Chris, the front line. Heaven time there. Gonti picking up for the team. LOD kiting back. Who's going to go down? There's Pekin Wolf well into the back line. Can't find the kill. He's forced to run away. The clone off to one side. The jump in again for Pekin Wolf. Still no kills coming through. Heaven time forced to revive. He will go down. 1 for 0. Tails gets the kill. The fight continuing. Jackie reviving as well. This is good for Tails. Can he find any more? Hans from the front line. Chris finds LOD. 2 for 0 fight. Bubble onto 2. Hanser's got nowhere to go though. Puts the pillar down. Tries to run. Can he get away? Ooh, he just might. Jackie might help as well. Tails. He is up. Not in range. Ooh. Can't find it. Jackie on the side. That's going to hurt Chris. 3 versus 5 on the map. Jackie. Ulti's up in about 15 seconds. The wards getting swept away. Chris has to play towards the back. He doesn't have many good regeneration skills. Tails, full health. Gonti on the front line. Snuggled's going to be fine right there. Bubble lands on a Tails. That might not be what he wants. Chris, got to be careful. Takes a little bit of damage. There's a jump in. Pekin Wolf wins the trade, but dies to Ignite. 1 for 1. Now it's a 2 versus 4 on the map. Can VVV keep it going? The ulti going to knock them back, but not kill them. Picked up by the blue team. Baron Nashor goes to VVV.
And the engage that started all of that off, Pekin Wolf couldn't take down LOD in the backline. He got healed. He got ebb and flowed. He got McHale'd. So much healing onto him kept him alive and stopped the burst from Pekin. Pekin tried to retreat at that point and was just taking a lot of damage, but he was also dealing it as well. Dodged the barrel roll from Jackie by going back to a distortion. And it was really Tails in the backline that people weren't paying attention to, but he was doing all of the damage. I think he had Hanser on him. No, he had Heaven Time on him. And he pops his GA pretty much solo.
Yep.
And then they wait for him to come back up, and he's gone.
That's what we were talking about. Vi has no follow-up.
Yeah.
People can't help her in the back line. Heaven Time went too deep. Tails took him out, and they continued on. Hanser couldn't get anywhere important there. It's an important thing to think about. Heaven Time's going to solo away the dragon. LPro does get that one up despite the fact they don't have Baron. So that's a good play. He should get away safely. Snuggle looking for another engage. They go for the mid lane. Jackie, big damage. Flash for the stun. The Q, the E. They pick up the kill. Get snuggled. Yells his name as a battle cry. And they're going to be okay. Now the mid lane turret going to fall as well. VVV finding a lot recently. Baron and a turret and a kill. 5 versus 4 on the map. They can keep going.
So when he comes down from the sky, he doesn't say it's Heaven Time. He's like, it's Snuggle Time.
No, he just says get snuggled.
Get snuggled?
He just says his name.
It's like a catchphrase. Get snuggled.
No, he says it like with menace in his voice.
Oh, wow.
This isn't like Ash Ketchum saying it. It's like Batman saying it.
Not going to do that. So, get snuggled. He's going to go ahead and push up this mid lane. VVV, it's 4v5, and they're confident.
All right, here we go. What's going to happen? Hanser in the front lines. The dive. The turret is helping LPro, though. Can it go down in time? The culling not going to hit turrets, but he will switch that one off. Now, mid inhibitor gonna be falling. VVV, can they secure the double comeback win right now? They're looking good. 6K. Looking towards the bottom lane. They could backdoor this pretty easily.
Yeah, they miss. The last game, middle inhibitor went down first for LPro, and then they came back. But it took them a very long time. And now the composition's very similar. It's going to be difficult, not impossible, but it's very difficult, especially against a baroned up VVV. But it could be deja vu all over again.
Absolutely. These guys could just wait it out and then come back for the victory. They're going to sit in this brush. Thing is, no one wants to kill that wave down there. There's like almost no chance someone walks by.
They're just snuggling each other.
That's nice.
They're getting snuggled.
Little powwow. Putting their Baron buffs together, combine their Captain Planet.
Which one of them's heart? Because that one's not an element, and it always bothered me.
I'm going to go with LeBlanc. His heart. Shyvana's clearly fire. Pantheon's clearly earth.
Lucian is wind?
Sure.
Who's rain? Is it Leona?
Yeah. Because sun and rain kind of go together.
Sorry, I got like earth, wind, fire, and rain. I was like, oh, uh-oh.
Earth, wind, and fire?
Fire and water.
Yeah. We're good. Recalls come through.
Nami's on the wrong team.
She's water.
Yeah.
They switched supports in this game. So the lull.
So the bush didn't work out for them, and they wasted a lot of time and a lot of their Baron buff just sitting there. Literally just sitting there. Sitting on their hands, doing nothing. And LPro didn't fall for it. They all grouped up and just paid attention to this mid-lane super minion wave. And now it's back to that 7K gold lead still. And VVV is going to get to that point where everybody has 6 items and the gold doesn't matter. It's getting there.
I mean, the gold does matter. How would they have 6 items? Ha!
I'm talking about the gold difference doesn't matter. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you for the specification.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm just a jerk.
You're just mean.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite, like, it's kind of an advice animal meme. It's like, you're not wrong, you're just a jerk. And that would be what I just did to you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm embarrassed to call you senpai once.
Whatever.
It's a shame.
No, it's not.
It's a disgrace.
I'm the best.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and push this top lane for VVV. We do see Hauntzer is not in the fight. He's actually backing, home guarding his way straight into it. So he'll be there in time unless the engage happens right now.
He's going to try to guard the home. Second tier turret, the damage comes through. Here comes Pantheon as well. They go for it hard. Nope, doesn't go for it.
He retconned that one because Hauntzer showed up in time.
Fine. Goes back. Going to kill the golems, though.
Wasn't in a snuggling mood.
Nah.
He just wasn't feeling it.
Not yet. Soon, though.
Yeah.
He's level 18. He's really good at snuggling now. Hauntzer, frontliner, 3,000 health. He'll be fine. Who's going to go in when?
Well, here's the thing, is that super minions are pushing up the mid lane constantly. That LPro has to answer to it eventually. So this top turret is going to go down in a couple of waves, considering all of the damage that Tails has built, and then the Light Slinger passive. And they sent LOD, so now's the time to go for VVV.
Ooh, what can they get out of this one? Minion wave is there a little bit. The Dragon Throw does not kill any of it, and they're going to get the kill onto the turret, but they're going to go for Heaven Time first. The Pantheon will be coming by as well towards the back line. Can they get enough Heaven Time? Going to pop the GA, but gets snuggled. Stuck underneath the turret. Are they going to get more out of this one? He's trying to get away. He's going to drop down 1 for 0. They get the turret and the Guardian Angel pop, but the chase now going in towards Gonti. Going to be the frontliner there, and Nijak doing a great job. Peek and Wolf not finding the damage either. You're going to find another kill now onto Leona. Kill back comes in from Tails. GA pop for Nijak. Tails about to go big, but a bubble to the face might stop him. Jackie's still going to chase down, trading kills. Even more triple kill for Caitlyn. Hauntzer healed up. The jump in. Tails going gigantic. Quadra kill. What? Can he get it? Penta kill for Tails.
You have to deal with Tails. He's just slinging his guns at you the entire time, and they aren't doing anything to him. He's full HP in the back line. Both GAs were up for LPro, and VVV just wrecked straight through them.
Oh
it
my
would have been whatever 7 kills is.
Well, it's gonna be the game right here. 30-22, 50 minutes in, and VVV Tails putting the team on his back, making it happen, playing Lucian, and we're gonna go to game 3, guys.
He went 11, 2, and 12 that game. A huge score overall. 23 kills and assists, only 2 deaths.
Yeah.
Incredible game there. They didn't have an answer for him on that full attack damage Lucian, which is a good build.
He did grab a Banshees.
Yeah.
He got Phantom Dance at the very end there. But
very, very late on his
yes.
Phantom Dancer.
Yes.
Very delayed. But eventually closing that game out for VVV. Not a repeat of what happened in game 1.
Yeah.
And, man.
Both these games actually have started out with VVV the early lead. Both these games, LPro starts coming back. And this time, VVV brought it back out instead of finding the engages.
I blame the comp for that one, because they had Peel for Tails this time, whereas in the first game, it was like,
There's a bunch of backliners dying to Pantheon.
Yeah, exactly. It's Pantheon's on Tails and Peek and Wolf. Who's there to peel?
No bananas.
Nobody.
No bananas, no peeling. I don't know. It was stupid. Please keep going on topic.
Okay.
Pantheon dives, of course, worked really well.
Goes straight on to him, and now they have Peel for Tails. And it showed up there that he got so many kills in the end. Pentakill onto Tails. And I sang his praises at the start of this.
Good player.
He's a really good player. His positioning is on point, and a lot of times he'll actually stay way out of the fight and then come back in and just be on the outskirts. And his effective DPS at the times that he's trailing on the outsides is 0.
Yeah.
But he will sacrifice damage for positioning majority of the time, actually.
Wow.
So.
And hey, as long as he has the damage at the very end of it all, kills people, it does work out. So let's talk common trends now in this series. Pantheon winning team both times. High priority pick both times as well. Especially for VVV, I think they got it in their first rotation. After first pick, they got it first rotation. So that would be second rotation. Got you covered. And you asked actually in the middle of the game, is that going to be a ban here in game 3? I think it's at least a priority pick. I know that if we also think about this, VVV had to ban Cass in both games. They've been no, Chris is on VVV, so the Riven has been banned away from him, I think, both times actually. He's not been allowed to play that. I know it was in game 1. I forget if Riven got banned in game 2.
In game 2, it's Lulu banned against them.
Yeah.
Nidalee. And their final ban
Elise, I think?
was Elise.
Yeah.
So it was not banned against him.
So even with Riven up, Chris didn't go for that one.
They wanted the tank line.
You're right, and that's important, right? So they had the tank line. They were saying, look, we want to play a tankier comp. LeBlanc in there for one of the big damage dealers. So Chris, obviously versatile, loves to play Riven. It's a great champion from him. Doesn't go for it this time around, but that's something to keep in mind. Taken Wolf never been allowed Nidalee. I think they still won't allow it. Honestly, his LeBlanc looked shaky. Had a rough start, good mid game, and then kind of like wavered.
Yeah.
He couldn't quite find the damage. Got an early Banshee spell to keep himself alive. He wasn't a huge impact. It was kind of all tails.
Yeah. And the Banshee's Veil on top of the Athene's Unholy Grail was to keep himself alive against all the burst from Nijaki. And he could have blown Nijaki up, I think, a couple of times there. And there were some misplays. A lot of Sigil of Silences just barely off of the edge of the distortion and popping it. Just very close to taking out multiple people and coming up a little short.
Yeah.
But Tails, you know, he's got his backpack on and his hiking boots.
Yep.
Ready to carry.
Going for it. It's going to be good. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, it's the third and final match between LPro and VVV Gaming. 2014 North American Challenger Series. We'll be right back.